Hello. I've got the most wonderful and lengthy response from a man called William Wallace. I wonder if that is really his name. But he's talking about Nicola Sturgeon. And of course, I think Nicola Sturgeon is a wonderful performer. Whether I think she's advocating something great for Scotland, well, I'm not living in Scotland, not now. I did in the past. I love Scotland, but I don't live in Scotland now. I might seriously consider moving to Scotland if Liz Truss is intending to stay here in power for much longer, but at the moment I don't live in Scotland, number one. Number two, I greatly admire somebody who can command an audience, and Nicola Sturgeon can definitely do that. What about her views? Well, I'm not a fan of Scottish independence at all, but equally I'm not a fan of the tyranny of a stupid government, which is clearly demonstrated by Liz Truss and her people at the moment. I think there are really good people in the Conservative government, as I think there's really good people in the Labour government, as indeed I think, hello Bay, that there's really good people in the SNP. I've met a few of them, but at the same time, we have to consider what is good for Scotland. And I thought William Wallace had a really good point. Let me read you some of what he's written. I agree on the fact that she's a good saleswoman. Yeah. Selling dreams to the uninitiated and delivering nothing but free things paid for by taxes. Well, that's what Liz Truss is doing, isn't it? And not even Scottish ones. Remember, being a so-called good politician doesn't mean she's a good strategist nor economist. True. What you repeatedly fail to acknowledge is what's good for the SNP isn't necessarily good for Scotland. Brilliant point. If she gains independence, you will see one of the greatest flights of capital out of any developed nation, possibly in all recent history. Well, I think probably we're seeing that from Britain as a whole at the moment. Then massive austerity inflicted on the nation as the funding black hole destroys public finances. Only yesterday she was asked on TV what economist had backed her independence plan, and she couldn't name a single one. None. Zero. You may call that being a good politician. I'd confidently call her a conwoman. Well, I really enjoyed that, and do keep these comments going. I have a very broad understanding of what politics is all about. Politics is about being able to discuss something that, being able to discuss with another person views that you do not share. It's not necessarily even about achieving a final product. A lot of the reasons I applaud people are because of their personality and their ability with rhetoric, oratory, whatever we want to call it. So yeah, maybe I would applaud a con man. But, at the same time, I am also aware that a lot of policies are destructive and that there are a lot of people who suffer because of the wild fantasies of individuals, and I look with scathing and narrowing eyes at Miss Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng as I say that. They have a lot to answer for.